What's up?
Tired already?
I'm just waking up.
You know what's up?
What's up?
This group of gentlemen are the most ungentlemanly group of gentlemen in the history of warfare.
This is who's Batman's butler? Andrew. Nope. Albert.
Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah.
Fuck, so close. Anyway, it's like if he got even older.
Yeah.
That's what's happening with Winston Churchill's character in this movie right now.
We've got some stuff I want to talk about before the film, but before we get to that, the most important question. Who of the modern Churchills has been your favorite Churchill? John Lithgow in The Crown, Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, or Rory Kinnear in The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare?
I tell you this much, it is not Rory Kinnear. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, he's unrecognizable. He disappears. He disappears into the leftover fat suit that they took from Darkest Hour.
Yes.
We had no idea that was him. Okay, I think he gets the voice down.
Okay,
but I mean, I got it. Gary Oldman. He won the Academy Award.
Of course, it's Gary Oldman.
It's a better movie.
Yeah, it's also the face is like spot on. You know, the mannerisms, the hunched shoulders, the like angry pipe smoking. It's all he's got.
And Lithgow, I just can't get over.
No, because every second you're like, it's John Lithgow.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's John Lithgow.
Always John Lithgow. And John Lithgow has such a specific je ne sais quoi about him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. Which is why he's playing Dumbledore in the new...
God.
Is he playing Dumbledore?
The whole time would be like, it's John Lithgow Dumbledore. It's John Lithgow.
Harry,
Dumbledore. You
gotta... That's not even a good John Lithgow.
You do such a good Lithgow.
Harry, I'm actually gay. But that's like someone else. It's like, that's some star before my time. I have no idea.
I feel like if I give you a moment, you'll get it. Because I mean, back in the day.
I used to be... I just haven't had a lot of Lithgow in my life.
Yeah.
But like, what was that?
Yeah, we haven't consumed any Lithgow content lately, so it's hard to remember.
No, because he's been busy fucking jacking
filming
off in
for this
Hogwarts now, you know?
Shit.
But like, my favorite Lithgow is in Orange County. But he's being like just mega Lithgow. He's not doing anything. He's not putting on a kind of thing. He's just being Lithgow.
Is he in Conclave?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But he is putting on a thing. He's putting on the vestments. He's putting on the Pope moves.
What a diva.
But he is American though. He's not doing like like I'm John Lithgow. I'm from Florentia, or whatever the fuck. But before we get to this movie, we saw movies at the cinema. Let's start with the best one, The Amateur.
Oh, go away. Go away and shut the door behind you.
Big fan of this film. I think Rami Malek, I get it now. He's a star.
After 10 years of consuming Malek content, you're like, now I understand.
Yeah, you know why? You know what I understand about him? You know why he's a star?
Why?
Because every time he does something normal, it's like it's the first time he's done it in his life.
Drinking a glass of water.
Walking. Talking to another person.
Eye contact.
He's very looking at a television screen. It's like he's never done these things before in his entire life.
He's got baby bird energy, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
So the man's a little nervous all the time.
Yeah. I don't like... Was he supposed to be playing someone with autism or something? Like there was something...
No, he's supposed to be a nerd. He's supposed to be
is a nerd.
He's supposed to be this very meek.
He's like not in any way cool or interesting.
No. And it already I can't think of one movie where he doesn't play Rami Malek, dude. I can't think of one film.
I can't think of a movie. Let me refine that for you. I can't think of a movie where he just comes off as Rami Malek. Like he's trying something else, but he's just so Rami Malek that you're just like, nah, that's not Queen.
The only movie that I know him where he is so confident and so like in his character, is fucking Twilight, dude.
Who the fuck is he in Twilight?
I know, exactly. Because he disappears into the role and you're like, much later, years later.
Is he one of those wolves or something?
So he's one of the clan vampires that I think they go to the Middle East and he controls water and he lifts it above it was like 5 seconds.
What film is this in?
Probably this, one of the Twilights,
Yeah, I know that.
And one of the fucking New Moons, probably.
Not
like,
helpful.
who knows? Who knows? I'm not a Twilight scientist.
You're so downplaying your knowledge of Twilight right now to like.
I wanted to be cool.
You like seem cool to the kids or whatever, but you're like an
to
expert on Twilight.
I am.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I'm just saying that he only years later was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
That's Rami Malek, dude.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that movie did spit out some incredible talent.
Every performance.
What, Batman? Case
Yeah. My favorite actor, the guy the one who plays like the head vampire in Italy who like just looks down from a balcony the whole time.
Him. Yeah.
Michael Sheen. Yeah. My favorite normal actor who only ever does normal stuff. Like Rami Malek, he's so interesting because after his like big star move, winning an Academy Award, he's seemed so prominent.
Yeah, and
like he's like a leading man. Of course, The Amateur was produced by him, so that kind of helps to get him into that role. I'm sure he was like, "Ooh, I really might. I don't know if I'll get this one," But he got the leading role in this. But like when you see him before that, you're just kind of like, yeah, he's just kind of a normal actor with he's got a distinct look. He's got a face, but you're not like, wow, this guy is someday going to be like, you see like Austin Butler or Harris Dickinson today. You're just kind of like, yeah, this guy's going to be like a huge deal. And Rami Malek was never like that. And then all of a sudden he's in that shitty Queen movie and you're like, wow, he's now a big deal.
He was also big on TV. He did the Mr. Robots.
Well, that's the thing is because that's why is like, he was a working, run-a-day actor kind of dude, and then he gets this big TV spot, but then you can't do a lot of movies when you're in the TV realm because you're busy having your other job, and then he comes out of the TV thing and wins an Academy Award, and now he's back on the scene, and he pops up in Christopher Nolan, and you're like, the thing in Oppenheimer is you're just kind of like, he's not just going to sit there saying nothing forever. Like, when the fuck is Rami Malek going to pop his mouth off and
and he does
and that's exactly what happens, and it's
you and I talked about this, how it's so much harder for someone who's conventionally attractive to make it into Hollywood now because there's
so many conventionally attractive people
per square fucking centimeter, but someone like Rami Malek has such an interesting face. He's kind of a weirdo.
Well, that's the thing. I think a lot of like the bigger actors who have come up in the past like 10, 15 years are people who have a unique look physically. And like, I don't think there's a ton who are just like, oh, you're just a plain old hottie. Unless they're either like, if they're like beautiful, they're so absurdly beautiful,
striking,
that
crazy.
it's like supernatural.
Yeah.
Or they have something unique about them. Doesn't mean they're not beautiful. Like Zendaya has the tooth thing.
Yeah.
What's her face from The Witch has a unique look from what's
Mad Max,
Queen,
the
Mad
Gambit.
Max, yeah.
The
Queen, the Queen, the Gambit. I don't want to say her name. Let's just call her Mad Max Fury Road 2.
The Mad Max
Queen's Gambit.
Witch.
What's her face? She's like in everything, and like, like Miles Teller, he's got like scars from a car crash, like all these kinds of things. Harris Dickinson is a freak of nature, just like a tall freak.
He's like the most normalist guy.
That's okay. Harris Dickinson and giant Swedish guy from Succession. We don't know anyone's name. I just know Harris Dickinson's fucking name. Skarsgård, Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah,
they're
freak.
so beautiful, but their way of twisting it is like, yeah, but I'm a freak.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be a freak
I'm a
in every
total
movie
freak.
I'm in.
Yeah. Which
that's how I feel about Nicholas Hoult. He's such a little freak in every film that he does.
Yeah, and he takes
can play
on
a straight guy.
He takes on freak roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what exciting. Differentiates yourself when you're just a conventionally attractive person, I think.
Totally.
But then, like, I like Anya Taylor-Joy, she takes on, except for Mad Max, the Mad Max movie she was in, Furiosa. Jesus Christ. Fucking, that's her fucking name. Just say her name. And like, but like in the Queen's Gambit, she's taking on a very normal role, I think.
Yeah. And the Menu, she's kind of normal in it.
She's pretty normal, but she kind of flips it by being like, just like has this like very unique features. You know? Yeah. I don't know.
So you either be interesting looking, be the Rami Maleks, or you be crazy striking hot like a supermodel, or you look like a straight up dog. And those are the three ways you can make it in Hollywood.
That's the advice. The advice we give is like either be like so hot that it's like almost mind blowing how hot you are.
Can't ignore it.
Be weird looking but kind of attractive.
Yeah.
Or just like be the most unique like Jack Black weirdo, but also all three of those you should learn how to act. Those are advice for actors.
Yes, sir.
Handed. Speaking of weird, striking but weird looking actors, we saw Warfare.
Oh yeah.
Which has Will Poulter in it.
Yeah.
Much smaller role than I thought. But we saw Warfare, which was good. I really enjoyed it.
Loved it.
What did you think of it, Miss Roper over there?
I really liked it. It was not what I expected.
No.
I thought it would be like Civil War. I thought it'd have more moments like where you get to go places and see things and interact with people and all of that. And it's not. It's very much about one single thing.
You get to see a different house.
And one single place.
They leave one house and they go to another house.
True.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Warfare.
It is so visceral, dude.
Yeah. It's like an experiment in form more than it is a film. Really. Yeah. It's not non-traditional, but it was good. I enjoyed it. And then speaking of people who are so hot that it's almost supernatural.
More of them.
Sinners.
Yes.
We saw, which
so good.
That movie.
So good.
Fucking rocked.
So good.
My dick off.
Yeah.
It was so fucking good. It was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, man. Two Michael
also,
B. Jordans for the price of one.
Double Michael B's and just jacked. Michael B.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he's jacked in Black Panther.
Yeah, he stays jacked. I think
he stayed.
Yeah, and he was like, I think Michael B. Jordan, after he like got jacked once, he was like, Creed, Black Panther. I think I'm just gonna do roles.
I'm just gonna stay hot.
I'm really enjoying this workout regimen because I'm a gorgeous man. Like, it's just a beautiful man who's a good actor.
Look, I don't want to be fucking one of those people. 2 out of 10 pointy elbows. Some fucking 4chan nerd over here. Michael B. Jordan has an okay face. I'll just say this.
Yeah.
To me.
Okay.
It's just okay.
Okay.
And then, but because, you know, like as a baby from The Wire and like, you know, and other things, I'll always just see him as just this kid.
Yeah.
With a gigantic body. now.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's such a fucking good actor, dude.
He was great in Sinners.
Damn.
I really enjoyed. Again, the dual role really worked and it was fun. And that movie just was awesome. Really poorly advertised. That movie.
Terrible.
Really, like the trailer, well, the trailer was good, but doesn't tell you about a large portion of what that film is about.
No.
It just tells you about the one part of it, which is like the vampire thing.
Yeah.
Sorry if you didn't get that from the trailer, but like it just makes it seem like it's 30 Days of Night, and it's not. It's fucking. It's so much better than that and so much more interesting. And the vampire shit doesn't take up as much of the film as the trailer would have you believe.
Oh, it doesn't show up almost until the end?
Yeah, it's like the last half an hour or something. But
excellent.
All the build-up, like, that movie was fucking sick.
This movie has a mid-credit and post-credit scene, so get ready.
Stay
in your seats.
Stay in your seats.
Yeah.
To watch what happens. The film continues even though the credits kind of start popping. Yeah. There's also, I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but there's a scene in it that was apparently like controversial for what it did. It's the scene in the middle when the guy plays the music. Yeah. That's all I want to say about it.
Okay.
And it's a little experimental, if you remember.
Yeah.
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 And apparently people were like that. That was like, some people didn't like that.
Oh.
And I thought that was the best part of the film. I thought like absolutely the most interesting part of the movie.
When it's all the music?
when all the music happens.
Yeah, when all the music happens.
Let's
okay.
just put it that way.
Of course.
I thought that was
cool.
one of the most interesting things a filmmaker has done in
dude.
years. I thought it was amazing. Yeah. So get ready for that. I don't want to. I want to say anything more about that.
I kind of want to watch it again. It's put me in a mind where I'm ready to watch 15 vampire films back to back.
It's fucking
I am
sick.
ready.
I loved it.
Especially a day like this when it's so gloomy.
It's so vampiric out
so
there.
vampire.
You know, there's this series that you probably haven't seen very much about or know anything about called Twilight, which has a lot of vampire content that you could really get into.
I'm very cool, and I would know no such thing about it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. You don't know anything about it. It's got my favorite actor, Michael Sheen, in it.
Twilight, best known for Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen, yeah. But today, getting back to fucking sorry for that, but we've been at the cinema watching great films like The Amateur and okay films like the other two pieces of shit.
But speaking of fucking faces and bodies, in fucking Hollywood, this movie, man.
Can I just say something I just found out 15 minutes ago, even though we watched the movie a couple days ago?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that one guy is Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't even recognize him.
Oh, that's why I was like, oh my God, it's fucking this guy. Can't believe you didn't pick that up from my just pointing at him being like,
generally,
it's this guy.
when we're watching movies together, I don't listen to anything you say.
Yeah, oh, so just during movies, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just during movies. Oh, the old ball and chain.
The old ball, I got you on tape.
You know how men are. They're always like,
Got
what? They're always like, what'd you say?
Silence.
And women are always like, can't you put the seat down for me?
And this woman's always like, it's this guy from the thing.
And some
like,
ladies are always
idea.
like, oh, it's this actor. Oh, hello.
It's Mr. Asian himself. He's crazy and rich.
Some women are just like, oh, I'm Conor McGregor.
Why is he Julia Child? I'm Conor McGregor.
I'm Conor McGregor. I'm gonna punch this dish right into your mouth. I'm a little Irishman with huge muscles.
You need like a way bigger, crazier smile when you deliver that line.
It's hard to communicate.
It's hard to go hard, Connor.
It's hard to communicate it over a podcast, with no visual elements whatsoever.
The audience can feel it.
Henry Golding is in this movie. Not a big part of it, because the other Henry Cavill.
My God, the biggest part. Oh, the second biggest part of this movie is Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
How crazy
weirdly
is that?
takes like a back seat in this movie.
Yeah,
like he's essentially the main character, but he doesn't.
No,
like he doesn't do as much.
He's very cavalier. It's true. He's so nonchalant. This is basically fucking Guy Ritchie's Insubordinate Bastards.
Insubordinate Bastards.
Yeah,
Inglorious.
I know, but they're all just like, oh, we're not going to listen to Mr. Churchill.
I really enjoyed this film. It's not a masterpiece.
Yeah,
but I liked it.
Loved
I
it.
had a lot of fun.
So fun.
Henry Cavill, I'm a big fan of him. He really needs to start doing better movies.
He needs to work out. What is he doing?
But as like a fellow, I really relate to him because I'm also just like super hot and play video games.
Hell yeah.
And so like, because when people on the street will often come up to me and they'll be like, "Oi, mate, are you Henry Cavill's fat younger brother?" And I'm like, yes. Where's
this going?
But
because a couple of 4chaners out here.
Yeah.
We really get to hand it to Mr. Cavill.
Yeah, and we're always like, you look weird, you're kind of attractive but unconventional, you should go to Hollywood.
Exactly.
Things like that. We're always telling people
we're
that
the right
to their
people
face.
For this.
But I really like Henry Cavill, and yet he does movies where it's like, I like this movie.
Yeah.
But he completely takes a back seat when you're like, dude, you're supposed to be
Henry
Superman.
Cavill.
Like, what are you doing?
You're the Witcher himself.
I mean, mad respect for him quitting The Witcher because they weren't good enough for it. Like,
good. Yeah.
I admire that because I like The Witcher too. You know,
it's so crazy that there's like this guy, fucking Alan Richson. Anyway, the new Reacher, who towers over Henry Cavill, dude.
Yeah.
How big is this motherfucker? He's
big.
Massive.
He's gigantic. I think he's bigger than fucking Dave Bautista.
This movie is probably the best advertisement for The Reacher, because now I want to go see that show.
Oh, I've heard from sources that show is like, it's not good, but it's like goofy and silly. And you always are looking for
I need the
shows to
silly
watch.
gooseness.
You need shows that you don't have to pay too much attention to.
Yeah.
And I think Reacher is the ticket. The thing that's funny about it is that like Tom Cruise did 2 Jack Reacher films, but even when he was cast, like people, because the Jack Reacher is based on like a series of novels, and people were like, "Isn't Jack Reacher like 6'8"?"
Yeah.
In the books, he's supposed to be a gigantic man.
Oh.
And the show stays faithful to the books in that way because Tom Cruise is 4'8".
Not 6'8". Yeah,
he's a small boy. Yeah.
Sorry, Scientology. Oh, we didn't mean to say that out loud. Don't come for us. This movie with fucking this new big jacked Reacher, it would have been. This is like, I'll give it like an 8 on 10 for entertainment. It would be a 10 out of 10 for me if his glasses kept getting even smaller per scene on his huge head.
Yeah.
It's such a hilarious contrast. I fucking love it. It's like such a choice.
He's also like playing a Danish guy and like,
yeah,
but he's not, he's American. It's very weird. Yeah, like
he knows all these fucking Scandinavian languages. He's just like,
yeah,
he's easily talking to captains on other boats.
He's used perfectly in this film.
Yeah,
I think Cavill is misused in this movie, and I think Richardson is used exactly for what you want him for.
Perfect.
Which is like, quite honestly, kind of like a better Dave Bautista. Like I don't care much for Bautista as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
But like for this guy, I'm kind of like, yeah, like this is exactly what you need from a gigantic hulking man who could like punch a hole through Shaquille O'Neal if he wanted to. Yeah.
And all he does, he's got his fucking bow and arrow. He's got like the flimsiest tool to commit all his atrocities with, and it's fucking great. It just works. Guy Ritchie, man, he fucking did it. He made a sexy fellowship.
Yeah. And Henry Cavill just looks so stunning. Like this seems like it's just more it's like a fashion commercial for Henry Cavill.
Totally.
Even though he has like, on any other person, he has that like that mustache and beard combo.
He's got the
like,
hipster mustache.
Yeah, like any other person would be a person who's like, I only listen to records for the high fidelity,
douchebag,
or like,
yeah,
almond milk gives me a headache and shit like that. You know,
like
he would be. It would be so annoying, but just because Henry Cavill is like, yeah. Can I read a quote actually that I really loved from one of my favorite film reviewers, Alison Wilmore in Vulture. This is how she opened her review. Every line out of Henry Cavill's mouth in the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare goes something like, "Cheerio, lads, jolly good to have you aboard. Now let's not find ourselves in a spot of bother." At which point he takes out a machine gun and mows down a row of Nazis.
Yeah.
That's basically the extent of his entire
they cut their
character.
Nazis like butter in this movie. Every 5 minutes, it's basically...
There's not a lot of tactical, like, anything. And they just kind of walk into places and shoot everyone to death.
I think that is like... And it's kind of a relief for me to watch a movie like that. But also on the flip side, I'm like, there is literally... no tension in this film.
No, that's I read a bunch of reviews just 15 minutes ago before we started this.
Okay.
and that was almost uniformly the biggest criticism was was people were like, at no point did I ever feel like anyone was in real danger.
No.
Yeah.
Cuz and it makes you not worry about rooting for the guy, which makes you disconnect from the guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Because then I'm just watching like, yeah, of course they're going to make it out. I mean, look at them. They're all like 500 feet tall.
And the thing is, too, is that like it's based on a true story, heavily dramatized, obviously. But it's based on a true story where it's like, well, we know what happened. Mm-hmm. And like they do this thing at the end of the movie where they're like, and like, thank God the United States has entered the war. And it's kind of like, yeah, well, we know what happens after that.
I mean,
so
generally we're aware of the wars.
Yeah, we know it's a good thing the United States entered the war. Like, we know that was probably going to be very helpful. But, like they within this where you're like, okay, well, we know this is a success. So what are you going to do to make me worry or care? Because like a lot of people, the thing is, the story was declassified only in 2016 and was immediately made into this, in this book by this guy named Damian Lewis, not the actor, who's like a historian who writes this book and then it's adapted and blah, blah, blah. And it's like a great story. It's a really interesting, based on Operation Postmaster. The whole idea was, Postmaster, whatever. The whole idea was that The Battle of Britain. Britain's being bombed. I haven't read the book. This is all what I got from the film. Britain's being bombed by the Nazis. They can't get supplies enough to like feed the people and stuff like that. And the Atlantic is being patrolled by U-boats during World War II, and they're just indiscriminately kind of like blocking all supply routes to Britain.
Yeah.
So Churchill gets this ragtag group of like black ops, totally illegal kind of operation, to go to this Spanish. The reason it's illegal is because the island in Spain, Fernando Po, was owned by, it's like a Spanish colony. It's in Africa. They can't operate on Spain because Spain is neutral in the war. But the Germans have this like supply chain for the U-boats there, and so they want to destroy this supply chain, and that'll disrupt the U-boats in the Atlantic.
That's right.
And where was I going with that? I don't know. Henry Cavill's hot.
Yeah. I mean, that's
like,
all roads lead to Henry Cavill.
It is like, we all know, we don't, but while we know what happens in the war in general, we don't know the specifics of this mission because it's so brand new, unless you've read the book
it's hyper specific.
If you're an enthusiast, but you could, as a popular filmmaker like Guy Ritchie, be like, well, most people won't know how many people survived this mission.
Yeah.
But because history is like, well, everyone survived. But he never ever makes it so you're worried that someone didn't.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Yeah.
True, because it all happens out in the middle of the ocean for most of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, so I guess 6 lives are at stake.
Yeah, but like, yes, but you could ramp up the tension by being like, maybe some of them didn't make it back. Maybe some of them were killed.
Yeah.
And and then you could go on Wikipedia and look and be like, oh, they all survived and they're all given the Victoria Medal or whatever.
Totally.
And that's cool. But like in the movie itself, you want to have a moment where you're just like, not Henry Cavill. He's too beautiful for this world.
But instead what happens is the most spectacular title drop as some kind of ministry of ungentlemanly warfare.
Was that by Churchill?
It's by Churchill.
Okay, because he did not say it like that. He said it like, these men will shall form the most ministry of ungentlemanly warfare. I will drink the whiskey with them, take cocaine. Britain is at war.
Albert, Batman needs me.
We will fight them on the beaches, and we will fight them in this jail cell too. And I'll get Henry Cavill to fight them as Superman.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's
oh my
what
God,
he
Superman
said.
and Jack Reacher. Yeah.
Oh, together at last.
Oh, perfect.
2 WB properties. I don't think that's true. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, so that is the big issue with the movie. On the other hand, fun. I like this movie quite a bit.
So
it was enjoyable.
Fun.
The
whole time.
As we discussed during the filming, we weren't there actually. While we watched this movie, Eiza Gonzalez, this movie is good. It's not as good as Ambulance, which we both firmly agreed on.
Okay.
She's from that movie, which is a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned.
All right. It's the amateur of public transit. That's not... An ambulance is not public transit.
Yeah, you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. They can't just give you a ride free.
You gotta pay for it hard.
In this country. Actually, in this country, I think they can.
They can.
I've never been in an ambulance, so I don't know. But
New year, new me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This movie would have fucking tanked even more. Whatever acclaim it got or whatever time it got on
Zero
Netflix.
acclaim? Like none?
True, but like whatever eyeballs it got on it is solely for eye candy purposes, right? You got the Cavills
this movie fucking bombed.
I'm just saying it would have been an even bigger crime if they had a bunch of uggos as cast. It's got some of the most beautiful people.
Yeah.
And it's still tanked. So, yeah. But I don't know. Maybe they need to get like...
But Guy Ritchie is notorious for just casting the horniest men. Like, just casting the hottest, horniest dudes.
Totally.
And like in this movie, there's even like a little bit of like winky, like, hey, one of these guys is like, I'll take you for a ride. And Henry Golding's like, not if I dive under the ocean first, mate. Crazy rich
There's
Asians.
not even like a wink. It's straight up like, Roadhouse style. I fuck bigger guys
Yeah.
than you in prison.
Yeah, the Irish guy is like, oh, I'd fuck you. I'm Conor McGregor. And Henry Golding is like, I'm Henry Golding.
Yeah. See you later.
He's British, Henry Golding, right?
I think
British.
so.
He's like, he grew up in Britain or something.
Yeah.
But he's like Malaysian background. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is like those Asians are crazy rich.
Crazy
Like
rich.
they are so rich. They had Aquafina wear a stupid wig. That's how rich they are.
Yeah.
They were like, we hate your hair. Wear
She
a
actually
dumb
did
wig.
that for free,
Yeah.
man. She's she's a silly goose,
I
that one.
think she got paid quite a bit to do that. Yeah. Yet another person who it's like, hey, unconventionally beautiful woman who's successful.
And really good actor.
Really good.
Fuck.
Hasn't done anything I've seen or liked lately, but
Oh, right.
I thought she was great in The Farewell. She was
Right.
actually incredible in that film.
I think you would enjoy her in that Jeopardy style, whatever, quiz show. Quiz lady, something.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Quiz show starred Robert Redford, and it was from when Aquafina was 2. So,
Fuck, right. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Yes.
Yeah. So this movie was, I don't know. Like I was thinking about, because we did an episode on Rock and Rolla.
Mm-hmm.
We did an episode on Rock and Rolla that released the day that this movie came out in the theaters. That was the whole thing about it. That's why we did that episode.
Right.
A movie that you cannot see because no one, one person in the world owns it on DVD, and we know them. It's not on streaming anywhere. It's also, frankly, not that good of a movie. But it's also about 3 just very hot guys hanging out and being like, oh, I'm Gerard Butler, you rock and roller.
Of course.
And like Toby Kebbell, he might be addicted to crack, but he's still pretty hot in that movie.
At least he gets to be English.
Yeah, and yet another movie where one of the characters, closeted gay man, Tom Hardy.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
Oh, that's like Tom's one of his like best roles. He's such a little like
He's great in it.
giggly.
Handsome Bob.
He's like, yeah, oh right, handsome Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
of
remember
course.
all of this because I just listened to that episode in preparation for this episode. So I remember all of it. And like the thing with Hardy was like he got to be normal in that. He
Yeah.
wasn't like being Venom and shit.
No,
He was like
didn't
just
have to
being
put on a weird
a
voice or
normal
nothing.
Tom Hardy. Yeah. He
Yeah.
wasn't being Bane or Churchill or any of the great roles he's played in the past.
Handsome Bob.
Do you want to go over the plot?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about this plot. 'Cause
Yeah.
We've danced around it too long.
There's too much plot.
It's a lot simpler than you might remember, actually.
Okay.
So, first thing, just a little context. World War II. You know about that, right?
One of the wars.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
It was arguably one of the biggest wars.
It was the big war yet.
The biggest war yet. Yeah. No, I think it's still the biggest war.
TBD. We live in interesting times, all right? I'm not going to discredit.
Oh, goodness. Not like this tariff war, am I right? Politics, folks. Donald Trump, he's like, oi, hey, tariffs, mate.
He does hate it.
Donald Trump is like, I should put tariffs on every country.
Oh, my God.
We'll fight them on the stock market.
Oh, God. He wishes he was Churchill. He wishes.
He thinks he's Churchill.
He
Thinks he's greater than Churchill.
Well,
to be
of course.
honest,
He
yeah.
thinks he's the greatest of all
But
time.
we're not a political show.
No.
In fact, we're completely apolitical.
Yeah.
And we will kind of flip-flop depending on who gives us money. We've already established that.
1,000%.
So,
Give us your
keep
money.
your politics to yourself, okay?
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to pay us money to have a certain viewpoint, we're totally open to that.
Totally open.
But generally, and this could change, World War II is not a good thing. But
Unless you pay us
I'm
to say otherwise.
as 2 subjects of the Commonwealth at some point,
Yes.
I was on the side of Britain for World War II, even though I was not
Yeah.
very close to being alive.
And I had to be on the side of Britain.
Yeah.
Or they'd kill us.
However, if someone wants to pay us money, we can kind of be like, we're Nazis that bad, you know? Like, we can say that.
Beauty
Yeah.
is subjective.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so 1941, the Battle of Britain. If you've seen the mediocre film Blitz, you would know that they're getting bombed and there was a little boy running around the subway
right.
tunnels. So Britain's getting bombed. I just went over this. Their supply lines are all cut. They can't da-da-da-da-da. Churchill is being pressured by everyone to kind of further appease Hitler to surrender to him, and then you know what's wild about this? I'm a really big fan of World War II as like a concept, not like I wasn't like, that was great. I read somewhere that Hitler's plan with Britain was that he was like, British people are the most like us. And so we're going to bomb them until they surrender. And then we're going to be like, come kill Russia with us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get them on our side to come kill Slavic people.
Okay.
Because Hitler was not
cool about
super open to people of other cultures and wasn't a big fan of Slavic people, nor Jews, you might have heard.
Yeah.
But like that was like one of his things, was he was like, Britain is the closest thing to Germany, like the closest thing to the ideal Übermensch kind of German person.
Mm-hmm.
And so they won't be on our side, but we want them to be on our side, because
No
also
way.
Britain had a very powerful military at the time too.
Hitler looked at another blonde person with blue eyes and he's like, wait a minute. Perhaps we... It's like the two Michael Jordans and someone asking them, y'all twins? And he's like, nah, we cousins.
Yeah. The thing was, though, that Hitler had never yet met a Welsh person, so he didn't really know about like Michael Sheen and shit like that.
If Hitler had met Michael Sheen, that might be the most effective like way to murder Hitler. He might kill himself. Immediately.
If Hitler had just seen Good Omens, World War II never would have happened.
Michael Sheen as the Volturi, showing up to Hitler's thing like,
he would if Hitler had watched a moment of Good Omens, he would have like seen it on Amazon Prime and then been like, Freda Braun, we must go to the bunker now.
I think he would have said 2 words. Bad omen.
Yeah. And then he would have shot himself in like 1938
immediately.
Yeah.
And this is how Michael Sheen saves the world. A fucking patriot. Love the man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So can't get supplies from the U-boats. So Churchill, he won't surrender. He won't appease Hitler. And he's basically like, we need the United States to join the war. That's like key, because the United States, kind of a big deal with their military. They would be very helpful because Britain's, the French have been kind of run over. The British are like, we're kind of the only people standing up to the Nazis at the moment,
Yeah. And Churchill's dialogue in that movie is that Hitler always plays dirty. He does not play by the rules.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we playing by the rules?
And
we have to do trickery and deception.
And he's right. Hitler was not a great dude. I will say that now. It's controversial. It's a take that we can debate. But
we've come full circle back to people being like, is he a bad guy? Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But babe, please keep your political agenda.
You're right.
Yeah, save it for your own podcast or whatever. Yeah.
Save it for the high ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chitler.
Chill Hitler. Chitler.
Churchill and some other fucking dude. They plan this like Black Ops illegal mission to disrupt the U-boat supply lines, which are in Fernando Po, which is a Spanish colony off the coast of Africa. There's a ship, the Duquesa, which has all of this like, what is it? It's like a filter that they need to dive the U-boats. That's what I remember Ian Fleming saying in this film, the guy who created James Bond, a real person. Interesting. So Carrie Elwes plays M, quote unquote, in this movie, who is a reference to M in James Bond.
Right.
So they plan this mission. They're like, we need this criminal guy who's in a prison and also is just gorgeous, just a beautiful man.
Yeah, of course.
Cavill basically shows up and he's like, I need my team of special other criminals. Patio Irish, the guy from Crazy Rich Asians, Jack Reacher, and Henry Appleyard or some shit. Those are the exact lines he says in the film.
We need apples.
He actually, as a bit of cross promotion, he says, Jack Reacher now streaming on Amazon Prime, which is also the streaming service that this movie is on. It's just great, yeah. And they're all kind of like, whatever. And then Isaac Gonzalez, and I'm sorry, but I get his name, Babs Olusegun, that the actor who's in Dune. He was also in
oh yeah, he's fucking great too.
He's amazing. He was also in the Nicholas Winding Refn show on Prime.
Okay.
Too Old to Die Young. He's fantastic in that.
Oh shit. He's probably the best actor in this movie.
he's so perfect for a Nicholas Winding Refn property that you're just kind of like, it's unfair that Miles Teller has to act alongside of him because he's so excellent in that show.
What's his first name?
Babs.
That's
a dope name too. Cowell gathers his team. In the meantime, Asa and Babs, they go by train down to Fernando Po, where Babs' character has like a gambling hall. He's a man on the inside, basically.
Entertainer.
The other guys, they get on a Swedish fishing ship and they go down kind of around the Horn of Africa.
Yeah.
Around the coast. And they have to go get Appleyard, who has been kidnapped by the Nazis on the Canary Islands. And he's being held there and being tortured. So they have to make a stop there. So they get Appleyard. I really like that sequence, actually. That's probably my favorite part, is when they raid the thing to get him, because that's just like, it was just fun. It was fun in that moment. The only problem is that later, the raid they do later is like the exact same.
It's more of the same.
The action is like identical in both big action set pieces, and so
it's markedly longer. The stealing of the Duquesa later.
Yeah, but it's not as interesting. Like,
it's not as interesting.
There was a part I was reading to refresh myself on the plot where Isaac Gonzalez like kills the German commander, and I was like, I don't even remember that happening because I must have not been paying attention at that point.
Well, she has a tiny little gun that she brings out from betwixt her legs and shoots him right in the forehead.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember that.
Really?
No, I don't remember that at all. Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah.
I was probably just daydreaming about Ambulance or something.
Yeah.
What a good movie.
Okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal in that. He's such a guy.
He's doing a real Conor McGregor in Ambulance. I tell you this much.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, that's true. Isa and Babs, they get to the island. They kind of recruit back up, and they seduce this German general played by Til Schweiger, Schweiger, who is clearly a nod to Inglourious Bastards, because he played the big plot hole in Inglourious Bastards that drives me crazy. What's the German fucking mass murderer guy?
Yeah.
Have I told you about that?
No. Go ahead.
There's this thing in that movie, and I don't like Inglourious Bastards very much, so I'm kind of hard on it, and I get that. But there's this thing where Til Schweiger plays this guy who is like, he kills a bunch of Germans in the army itself, but he's a German, right? Mm-hmm. And there's this point in the beginning of that movie where they capture a bunch of Germans, and Brad Pitt is like, you know who that guy is? That's my impression of Brad Pitt in that movie. And he's like, do you know who this guy is? And the German soldier is like, everyone knows who that guy is. And then later, they go undercover in German-occupied France, and he's one of the undercovers. And it's like, wait, doesn't everyone know who he is?
But he's got a hat on.
Well, the other thing, too, is like, I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen Inglourious Basterds in a long time. Remember, I said, don't like it very much. But there's like, they show that his picture was in the newspaper.
Yeah, but
then he goes undercover and no one recognizes him.
Costume is a powerful thing. I feel like you keep brushing over that really crucial.
Yeah, okay. To be fair, yes, he has a hat
and a different uniform of another country.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
he does have a fucking basic face, though. You know,
that's it.
It doesn't have any distinguishable features.
The thing is just like I'm almost certain that someone will be like, you're wrong for reason A, B, and C, and I understand that. Like, I don't think Quentin Tarantino would leave such a gaping plot hole, but every time I watch it, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like,
it's this guy.
And you know, like, I know it's not like fucking they had Instagram back then, and everyone knew this. They could see his face. Like, maybe some people didn't read the paper. I get that.
Totally.
I don't know. It just felt like a weird kind of thing. Anyway, he's good. He's a very good actor.
I
like him in this. He's got a face that looks like he's made of tree. Like he's made of wood.
He looks like his name should be Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
He fucking looks.
He's a real Walton Goggins
yeah,
look.
Dude.
Yeah. So she basically has to seduce him, I don't really remember why, but
Well,
you know.
she has to get him to come to this costume party. He's not a party guy. He hates costumes.
he hates parties.
But he has to be here and away from the harbor.
Yeah, because they're going to distract everyone
theft.
with two parties, an officer party and a soldier party.
Mm-hmm.
And they learn that the Duquesa is actually planning on leaving port early.
Yeah, 3 days early.
Which causes the gang on the boat, they've got to go faster through this other channel where they get stopped by a British blockade.
Right.
Which is bad because they could literally get arrested by the Brits too, because what they're doing is totally illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And they get out of it somehow. I don't really remember how.
I think they get help from the British intelligence.
No.
That sends off
a U-boat attacks them.
Oh, I thought they triggered it. I thought they made it so a U-boat,
Maybe.
like, fake signal, and they have to oh no, we have to charge away in a different direction.
I barely knew that Henry Golding was alive, so I clearly am not just paying enough attention here. Yeah, whatever.
I was clued in.
You were
can
locked
tell.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get to the island. They're going to do the raid, and then during the party, they find out further, yet another obstacle. The Duquesa has been reinforced with steel, and it's unsinkable. Mm-hmm. And they don't have time to bring an iceberg down to ram an iceberg into its hull.
Just when you need it.
Yeah, right when you actually need the thing. Fuck. So they decide that instead they can't explode the boat. They're gonna explode the anchor line, and they're gonna
steal the boat,
haul the boat out with these two tugboats.
Yeah,
and steal it, and then bring it out to international waters. Mm-hmm. And then they use it as a bargaining chip to barter with the British to be like, hey, we brought this sick boat.
Look at all these free things we got you.
Don't arrest us.
Yeah.
That is like there's a big long action sequence in between, but that's basically how it goes.
Yeah.
They get arrested anyway, and then back in Britain, Churchill is like, nah, you guys are dope.
You're my ministry.
You're my ministry of ungentlemanly warfare. These guys are with me. I'm the prime minister. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Hell yeah.
America has joined the war.
Big swinging dick.
And it's about to get nasty up in here.
Beauty.
Yeah. And that's the end of the movie.
I just want to say those prison uniforms or like school uniforms in a private school.
They were all just dressed normally.
They were all wearing prison gear to visit, to like expect the prime minister to pay them a visit.
I didn't even...
all blue ties,
babe,
blue blazers.
Not paying attention at this point.
Come on. Come on. They look best when they're dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, the Allies did win World War II, in case anyone forgot.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But they did it.
We're trying.
The Allies and the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
And then ever since, it's just kind of been smooth sailing.
Yeah, no
Basically, no problems.
Since then.
The Russians were totally cool about it. The Americans were totally cool about it.
Americans stay cool.
The Americans be staying cool.
Famously cool.
There's also like a big long kind of after kind of like this is what historically happened to all of these people. And that was interesting. But go read the fucking book.
I also wish they had done the little side by side pictures a little bit when they show like this guy lived to be 1,000 years old and this guy lived to be 2,000. Just tell us which one was Henry Cavill's guy.
Tell
me which one was Jack Reacher's guy.
He would have been the first one that they...
I know, but I want their faces. I don't remember names. There's like 7 names in there.
His name is like Gus March Phillips.
Fucking of course.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Gus.
Mr. March Phillips. That's this movie.
It's a classic Guy Ritchie joint.
It's
is. Actually, yeah.
It's a classic 6 out of 10 whatever film.
It was so exciting.
I did really like it.
It's more entertaining for me than...
Did you like it more than The Covenant? You saw The Covenant, and you said that was pretty good.
That was different, though.
Yeah, it's like it's like not funny. It's like straight
Covenant
down
is
the
more
line.
Serious. Yeah. This is fully silly in lots of
Oh,
parts.
it's practically a comedy.
It feels more like, and not just because of the nautical theme, but like it's got pirates energy.
A little.
It's got little Jack Sparrow whimsy, and it's got fucking we got guns. We shoot them with our left hands.
Yeah.
Vibe. It's cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Guy Ritchie should do more shit like this.
He makes like 2 movies a year, so you're in luck. Yeah.
Does he have is there a Netflix show that is also his? Gentleman?
The Gentleman is based off his film, but I don't know if he did every episode of it. But I'm sure he produced it and was like
not related to this concept. It's not
No.
true story about the war or anything.
Sorry, I don't. Just to clarify, this is about ungentlemen.
Oh, that's therein lies.
The ungentlemanly people.
Sorry, you're right.
And
you're right.
the gentleman is about gentlemen.
Gotcha. And warfare is about
World
Alex
War
Garland.
II.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, different.
Sorry, Warfare is a different film starring Will Poulter. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All the Brits, man, they fucking got them all. Like Pokemon out here.
All right. Thank you for listening.
It's been the low
It's
ceiling.
been the low ceiling. Go see Sinners.
Go see Sinners.
If you like cinema, go see The Amateur.
Okay.
Warfare is also a good film.
Yeah, hell yeah. Watching Warfare at the cinemas is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That sound
what
design
it's
is
made
fucking
for. That shit
unmatched.
is it's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Yeah. Sinners
Yes.
too. Sinners is fucking awesome.
100%.
Great movie. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Just remember.
Oh.
We'll fight them.
Oh boy. Mr. Churchill. Somebody bring the heart paddles.
Put on good omens. It killed Hitler.
Bye.